When Emily texted, "Hey babe, thinking of extending the girls' trip by a few more days," I didn't even hesitate before replying, "Take your time." What she didn't know was that, by then, I already had everything I needed. The first crack appeared 3 weeks before her trip. Emily had grown distant, cold, distracted, like she was living in a world where I no longer existed. First, I blamed myself. I thought maybe I'd been too focused on work, too tired in the evenings, too predictable. I even started planning a surprise weekend getaway to rekindle things. But love makes you blind. And I was about to see everything. The night before she left, she was oddly cheerful. She packed more than usual. 3 suitcases for a supposed 4-day trip to Miami with her 2 friends, Julia and Rachel. When I teased her about it, she laughed nervously. "You know how girls are," she said, zipping up the last bag. "Yeah," I replied, forcing a smile. "But you usually travel light." "I just want to be prepared this time." That prepared stuck with me. When she hugged me goodbye the next morning, her perfume lingered longer than usual. She kissed my cheek, not my lips, and whispered, "Love you, don't overthink things while I'm gone." And just like that, she was off. At first, I tried to ignore the growing unease. I busied myself with work, gym, friends, anything to distract from the hollow quiet of our home. But on the second night, while scrolling through Instagram, I noticed something strange. Julia, one of her travel friends, posted a story, a group selfie at a rooftop bar. Emily wasn't in it. I assumed she was taking the picture. Until I saw the reflection in the glass behind them. There was no Emily. Just Julia, Rachel, and 2 men in linen shirts. I felt my chest tighten. My rational mind tried to explain it away. Maybe Emily was in the bathroom. Maybe she took the picture and moved before it reflected. But doubt has a way of eating at you in the dark. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing her laughter, her excuses, her soft promises that nothing's wrong. The next morning I decided to check our shared credit card account. A few charges stood out. An expensive dinner for 2 at The Palms, a luxury resort restaurant. A spa session, 1 guest. A jewelry purchase. All from the same day. The day Julia's story was posted. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed to know. I called Julia, pretending to ask if the girls were enjoying the trip. Her voice wavered slightly. "Oh, yeah, it's been fun. We just wish Emily could have stayed longer." "Stayed longer?" I repeated. "You mean she's already left?" "Wait, she didn't tell you?" Julia's voice trembled. "Oh my God, I thought you knew. She left 2 days ago. The air left my lungs. 2 days ago." She had told me she was still there. That night when she texted me, thinking of extending the girls' trip a bit more, I didn't answer right away. I stared at my phone for a long time, feeling something inside me break. Then calmly I typed back, "Take your time." She replied with a heart emoji. I replied with silence. The next morning I called my old friend Marcus, a private investigator who had helped me once during a business dispute. I explained everything. He didn't ask questions, just said, "Send me her travel details and I'll find out." Within 24 hours he did. Emily was not in Miami. She had flown to Los Angeles 2 days prior. Marcus sent me pictures. Grainy but clear enough. There she was, walking hand in hand with a man I recognized instantly. Ryan Blake. Ryan was her old friend from college. The one she swore was just a buddy. The one she swore she hadn't spoken to in years. The same Ryan who had commented fire emojis on her old photos until I asked her to block him. Apparently, she'd just unblocked him in person. I didn't rage. I didn't cry. Something colder took over. Like the world had gone silent and logical. I spent that entire weekend gathering documents. Bank records, emails, her location data. Every lie laid bare in ink and pixels. By Monday, I had everything I needed to protect myself. And when she texted again, "Hey, flight's delayed, might stay a bit longer," I replied, "No problem. The lawyer's loving all this documentation." She didn't respond for 6 hours. When she finally did, it was just, "What does that mean?" I didn't answer. When she came home 2 days later, I was waiting in the living room. She looked radiant, tanned, relaxed, wearing new clothes I'd never seen before. She smiled when she saw me. "Hey, honey," she said softly, setting down her bags. "I missed you." "Did you?" I asked, standing up. The color drained from her face. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means," I said, walking toward her, "I hope Ryan enjoyed his weekend as much as you did." She froze. Her lips parted, but no words came out. What are you talking about?" I pulled out my phone and showed her the pictures. "You tell me." Her knees gave out. She sank onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. "It's not what it looks like," she whispered. "Then tell me what it is." We just reconnected. It wasn't supposed to happen. I didn't plan it. "But it did happen," I said quietly. "More than once, I assume." She didn't deny it. Tears began to fall, but I didn't feel sympathy. Just an empty ache where love used to be. "Please, Mark," she sobbed. "I made a mistake. I felt like we were drifting apart and he made me feel alive again. But I realized too late that I still love you." Her words hit me like a punch, but not because I believed them. 'Cause I used to. "You realized that after the trip? Or after I said lawyer?" She looked up, eyes wide with panic. "Wait, you're not serious, are you? We can fix this. We can go to therapy, I'll block him, I'll do anything." I exhaled slowly, trying to steady the tremor in my chest. "I wanted to believe in us," I said. "Even when things felt off, I thought we'd get through it. But you didn't give me that chance. You just walked away." She reached for me, but I stepped back. "Please don't do this," she begged. "Emily," I said calmly, "I'm not doing this." "You did." Silence. Just her quiet sobs and the ticking of the clock. "What now?" she asked weakly. I picked up the manila folder from the coffee table and handed it to her. "These are the divorce papers. I already spoke to a lawyer. Everything's in motion." She looked at me like she didn't recognize the man standing in front of her. Maybe she didn't. "You're really ending it like this," she whispered. "No, Emily," I said softly. "You ended it the moment you packed those extra bags." The next few weeks were a blur. She tried calling, texting, begging to meet, just to talk. I ignored most of them. The few times we did speak, it was through lawyers. She tried to play the remorse card, said she was lost, that Ryan meant nothing, that she wanted to rebuild. But I'd spent enough nights staring at the ceiling, replaying every lie, every excuse, every moment I brushed off my gut feeling. You can forgive a mistake. You can't forgive a choice repeated in secret. The final time we saw each other was in mediation. She looked tired, older somehow. When she saw me, she tried to smile, but I didn't return it. As we signed the final documents, she whispered, "I never thought you'd actually let me go." "I never thought you'd make me have to," I said. It's been 6 months now. Sometimes when I pass a restaurant we once loved or hear her favorite song in a cafe, I feel a pang, nostalgia mixed with something darker. But mostly I feel peace. I learned something through all this. Love built on lies isn't love, it's performance. And when the curtain falls, all that's left is the truth. She texted me once more, a month after the divorce finalized. "I hope you're happy." I stared at the screen for a long time before replying. "I am. And I hope one day you learn what that really means." As I put my phone down that night, I looked around the quiet apartment. Our apartment, now just mine. The air felt lighter, the silence comforting instead of empty. For the first time in years, I wasn't waiting for someone to come home. And I realized something. When she said she was extending the girls' trip, she actually extended my freedom. Because while she was out chasing excitement, I found something better. Clarity. And a clean break signed by a lawyer who, indeed, loved documentation.